Hello again, everybody. It's Harry Box for the Technical Trader at thetechtrader.com. It's November the 8th, Tuesday, election day. And the markets had an interesting day. First up, then sharply down, then back up sharply to close with solid gains for the day. A lot of individual stocks did well, particularly the gold and silver group, which is really coming on strong in the last week or so. Take a look at AGQ, which is the silver ETF Ultra, breaking out or punching through the declining tops line at little lateral resistance, just closing at the best close we've seen on this stock since June. And right now, it looks to me like this one has legs for a move to 30 and a half. Stay tuned. We'll see what happens. There'll be some others as we go along alphabetically. ALLK, big pop yesterday, stuck its head out today, exploded 592 to 779, finished 693, up 81 cents. Could be breaking out here. Your targets are 8.5 and 12. ARQQ has now had a monster last 5 or 6 sessions, taking it from 4.25 to 1039, 150% in a week and a half. And more importantly, closing above all this resistance in here, and now has a target 12 3/4. Secondary target would be way up here around 17, but that's going to have to do some backing, filling, consolidating in between, I think. ARRY. Well, after we saw this inverse head and shoulders in a breakout, I put a swing on it back in July. Did very well for a while, pulled back down orderly, popped, pulled back, forming a little mini inverse head and shoulders. The neckline was right there. Today it popped it. Looking at it on an hourly chart, you'll see the inverse head and shoulders. And here's your breakout. Nice day today. Looking for this one to extend to about 22.85. That's my next target. And that's so maybe 23. One of my favorite golds is Anglo Gold AU. It exploded this last week. It's been a phenomenal week for it. 1269 to 1625 in the last 3-4 days. This is a clean breakout. There is some resistance just above here. I'll be watching this carefully tomorrow across that line. If we get through it, you're likely to see 18.5. Axsm, I put another swing on it after it was successful in July, August, September. Now it's on the run again. Today it popped 643 or 11.3%. The volume was good, but not great. The bottom line is above 71. We're looking at a stock that could be in the 90s or more. Bluebird, a swing trade of ours, which had recently pulled back and broke out again yesterday. Today it followed through, got right up to resistance. Now push through here and we'll attack the August high at about 815.20. Through that, you're on your way to 1011. FIVN with a monster engulfing reversal bar with a big tail. Very bullish chart, 9 million shares, which is the largest volume I've ever seen in a stock going back more than a year. I would have to say a major reversal day potential. Targets are 62.5, 3/4, and then the gap here at 66.5. So those are your two targets for FIVN going forward. GDX, well, the gold miners ETF broke out of its base today with a spike of 50 million shares, taking out resistance. Now there is some additional resistance at 27.5. We get through that, looking at a stock in the low 30s at least. Global Foundries, a big, massive inverse head and shoulders for this semiconductor stock. Today popping from 55.65 to almost 63, finishing 61.80, up 553 or about 10%. Mine was the biggest in 3 months. I believe we get to 65 and run up towards 78. GRWG, explosive pop, 19 million shares. I haven't seen that trade since back in 2020 when it broke out. So this may be the start of something big. Right at resistance, it closed. Next targets are going to be about 5.5 and 6.25, possibly high 6.5, 3/4. So let's see what happens with that. IGT with a major pop. 2061 to 2480, finished 2450, up 455 at 23% pop, 4 million traded. Good volume for that stock. You can see the declining tops line been broken, lateral price resistance taken out. Immediate target will be 26 plus, and then 29. And that's a new swing. JNUG, also the gold ETF, a double, popped right up to resistance and looks like an inverse head and shoulders. The base is formed, the stock may run here. 39 is your target going forward. Live person also popped out of what looks like an inverse head and shoulders type pattern. with an upsloping neckline and shoulder line, a bullish configuration. Other way, today's pop did bring it down from the high, but it finished, no, that's not bad. 1257 up 245, 21% gain. There's a little bit of resistance at today's high, but we can get to that. We get to 14.5 3/4. NEO, inverse head and shoulders, right handed extended V, break of the declining tops line, and a close above the 50, very promising, although it did back off the early October highs. That's resistance now at 940.50. Your next target, 10.5 3/4 and 12. NINE's been stellar since it bottomed at 231 on the 26th of September, and it's been up ever since. Rising channel and a sharp one has taken it from 231 to 834, nearly quadrupling in just 5-6 weeks. So looking for more potential, 1065. The other closely followed gold ETF that we trade is NUGT. NUGT had an impressive pop today, jumping 318 or 12% on 8.2 million, the biggest volume traded on this stock since March. At this point, I'm looking for a move that takes it up here. First 34 and then 40. PACB, as you know, tech trader swing had a good day today, engulfing reversal or 760 to 923, finished 893, up 51 cents for 6%. I believe it gets through the 938 range, runs up to 10 3/4, 11, and then 13 3/4, 14. And finally, two more. SKYT exploded. We put a swing on it and then followed through. Looked awesome. I think 13 3/4 and 16 are targets, followed by 20. And finally, Task, also a tech trader, new swing, exploded today for 6 points or 37%. You can see the large volume on it, 33.5 million shares, the biggest volume on an up day since the IPO day. I like that. Now I'm looking for a run that takes it up into that zone, 25, 26, and eventually 32, 33. Let's look at some of the hot stocks at thetechtrader.com. Good night, everybody.